Welcome to Drama Docket, as
As
always.
always. Dynamic
Um,
too.
should we just do warm and
Jump right
fuzzy, cold
in.
and pricklies? I feel
Yeah.
like it's better when we just jump right in.
Jump right
It,
in. Are you?
we, yeah.
Yeah. Do
I
you
can
want to
go
go?
first if you
Yeah, go.
want.
I gotta think a little, but I think
Okay, so I'm gonna start with my warm and fuzzy because I am
please.
so freaking excited about this. In fact, I should have brought it in, but I forgot it. Um, I went to a estate sale this morning before I went to
Oh,
work.
yes.
I've made it my goal now that the weather is getting nicer and I
hmm
have a little bit of inflow of money.
hmm
No longer studying all the time. I am going to one estate sale a week. I got me a nice little app that like shows me all the estate sales and like their pictures.
You have to send it
Highly
to me.
recommend it.
You get
It's so good. You got to get it.
okay, gotta tell me what it is, and then
Um,
I'll get it.
Love it. So I went to one this morning, and now
Love.
mind you, I drove like an hour. But again, what's an hour?
What's
Like,
a,
what else
what's
am
an
I
hour?
doing?
What's an hour? Exactly.
Yeah.
No.
So I have you seen like the porch gooses?
Yes.
I got one. I got a goose that's this tall,
Love.
and I am obsessed with him. His name is Gary.
Gary, of
Um,
course. I was gonna
so
ask what's his name.
yes, I literally saw it and I was like, I have to have him. Like, I don't care how much he is, I am
Right.
taking him.
Right. How
And
much
he
was it?
really so he was $20, which
Okay,
is
that's not
probably
bad.
too much,
No, but that's not too
but
bad. No.
I couldn't turn it down. I mean, like, how often do you see like
Right, and you're gonna have him for at least 20 years.
at
So he
least
pays for himself. He
exactly?
pays for himself 10 times over. It's fine.
So and who could how, like I had to have him.
Right. And
Um,
honestly, if you want to make it even more worthwhile, bring him on every trip that you have, like to come see me, and then he'll have double, it'll be double. And you'll
yes.
be making money by having Gary. You'll
And
make
like I
it
want to
Gary
get him like
TikTok.
little outfits, like
Oh my
little
God,
hats and
yeah. Oh my
stuff.
God.
Like,
Can my mom crochet her? You
please.
she can crochet and then she can teach you to crochet and then you can crochet your own things. Because my mom is actually crocheting something for me, which is my warm and fuzzy when we get to mine.
Oh my
But
God, tell me
the yours.
yours.
Okay, so you've seen those like crochet knit tops.
Yes.
Let me see if I have a picture of like the exact thing I saw where I was like, I didn't oh it's this. So I was on Shein and I was like, oh, I like this. It's cute.
That is cute. I
And
like
I've
that.
seen one where they're like they're bigger squares. I've seen like
Mm-hmm.
someone that, and I was like, oh, that's cute. And I was like, well, I mean, it's not a bad price on here, but I don't know how it's gonna feel because that's the thing. You take a big shot when you buy things off of that app, so you got to be
Yes.
careful. So I was like, well, let me see if my mom could do it because that's crochet. And she was like, yeah, I can do it, Michael. And I was like, dang, babe.
Amazing.
So then that's what she was doing today. I'll show you. Here. So starting today, like already, she was showing me
Love.
like fabrics. And then after this call, after our podcast, we're gonna talk about like what we should uh like what colors that she was thinking and like how she can do it. And I was like, amazing. Then I don't
I
have to buy
love
something.
that.
And it gives her something to do because she's always like, I don't know what to do. I always make blankets or I do this and I need something to do. And I was like, well, here's your project.
Amazing.
And then she can sell them because like when she figures out how to do it on
Yeah.
me, then she can just
Let's say like I can't wait to
oh,
see how it turns out because I might need like just
you
like
might
a
need one for
cropped one,
summer.
like just a little shorter. Like,
You might need a pink one. You might need a white
yeah.
one. You might need a green, in case you might need a green one. Like there, and I was like, if she can do it, because she was saying something else where it was like you basically you didn't crochet squares, you crocheted the whole thing, and I was like, well, maybe, but I like the square look square. Sorry, not technical issues. Husband, husband issues
It's fair.
everywhere. It's
It's fair.
okay. But okay, so that was my warm and fuzzy, the shirts. I'm very excited about it. So I will keep you up to date. I'll keep the podcast up to date. Obviously, you up to date. And
I
who?
can't wait.
So yes. Cold and prickly. Do you have yours?
Cold and prickly. Honestly, I've had a pretty good week and it's like been really nice out. So I've been like riding out like the vitamin D and everything. So
Love. I'm obsessed.
cold and prickly, I really don't know. Oh, you know what? This is again a minor inconvenience that really just kind of got
No,
under
but
my
the
skin.
minor inconveniences that are the best.
So I drove the hour to, I'm so sorry if you can hear him.
Wait,
I
is
don't know.
that? Oh, that's
That's,
him. Oh,
yeah.
I heard a meh. I just heard a meh. So it's
Okay.
fine.
As long as it's just a mare to you and not like
No.
him barking. There's people
No.
walking, so he's just
Oh, okay. So he's
crazy.
overwhelmed. That's fine. That's fine.
Um, but so I was like, oh, I'm gonna go to the estate sale that's an hour away.
Right.
But there's another one that I was gonna go to tomorrow, and I
Uh-huh.
passed the street that it was on. So I was like, oh, I can just go now, kill two birds with one stone, and
Right.
not have to drive all that way again.
Right.
Yeah, it didn't open till 11.
What
And
time were
at
you
this,
there?
it was like, well, because I went to the first one at 9, because that's when it
Oh,
opened. So it was
okay.
like 9:45, 10 o'clock. And I was
Oh,
like,
that's
I'm not
annoying.
sitting around waiting an hour.
No,
So, especially when I was
no.
like an hour away from home with like nothing to do.
Right. No, 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 no.
So
No,
that was my cold and prickly.
that's so fair. No, that is annoying. I hate that. What was my cold and prickly? I've actually not had such an awful week. So my inconvenience. Oh, so I already told you about this, but it'll be my cold and prickly. So the stupid fucking time change that occurred is just my cold and prickly because it screwed me up. Like I literally couldn't. Like my sleep was just ruined for 2 days, and it was just like just so rude because it worked opposite of how I would imagine I would feel. Because usually this time jumps forward, so you lose an hour. You lose an hour. Is that
Lose an
right?
hour,
You
yeah.
lose an hour, but you would think that you would need to wake up. Wouldn't you wake up earlier or would you wake up later?
I think you'd wake up later.
You wake up later. Okay, so you should wake up later. And that should be like, fuck, I overslept or something. No, no, no. My body worked the exact opposite. It was like, well, let's get up earlier. Let's get up 3 hours early. No. So it's rude.
No,
I was just very inconvenienced by that. But now my sleep schedule is better. And it's been raining, which I know usually is annoying, but it's been good because then I don't have to leave. Like I was gonna go like on a long walk and like really be athletic today outdoors, and then it started raining, and I was like, can't go outside. Just gonna sit inside.
that is so fair.
I was like, no, I'm not
Which
doing it.
like I've given myself one day off this week and it's on Sunday because my grandpa's coming over for dinner.
Love.
And I was like, okay, I'll clean up my car because it's been all winter long. I haven't washed it. I haven't like
Done anything.
vacuumed it. Like it's gross.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to rain. So I'm like, yes, I can't do it.
Can't
Guess I'll have to
possibly.
wait till next weekend.
Yes. Couldn't possibly just do it the next day. No, 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 no.
No, I gotta
I
work on
plan.
that day.
Exactly. No. Exactly. You
Do
have
I
to wait
make
till
my
you're
own
off.
schedule? Yeah, but
Yes, but
still.
that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there in terms of
Exactly.
this. It's you because I mean you're a businesswoman. You can't just like change up your whole work schedule because you have to clean out your
No,
car. Like,
no,
and it's not impeding your ability to work. If it
it's
was,
not.
so
I mean, it's a little bit embarrassing when they like load my car up with the groceries, and I'm like,
sure that's
yeah, there's a hanger in my back seat and like a bunch of grocery bags, and like my
hey.
trunk's full of stuff. But hey, no big deal.
Well, I will not to one up you, but I will say it's probably not as bad as literally having. So I moved back to California in August.
Hmm.
There are at least four. There are 4 or 5 things that are still in my trunk from when I moved here because I just don't have anywhere to put them in my house and don't want to take them out. And half of them are law school stuff, which I don't want to. I don't want to see. I want it to hide in there because it's not like my diploma or it's like
The important stuff.
not the important stuff. It's like studying stuff. Who gives a fuck about that? No.
Oh my
So
God. I gotta pause this. I gotta see what I gotta take care of this dog. He is driving me
you
bananas.
want me to pause?
Yes.
Sorry, guys. Another interruption, but that's
We're
okay.
back again.
We're back again. Part two.
So I'm gonna tell you what else I got at the estate sale.
Please tell me. And then
So
I
I
have some
got
questions for you.
amazing. So I got like a dish. It's like this big, and it's like
Okay.
ruffled on the
The
sides. I'll send you a
sides.
picture later,
Yes,
but
I
it
need
has like a
pictures.
floral print on the inside.
Love.
And I got it to put my jewelry in because I had
Oh,
this like little dish that was only like this big
right.
and it barely held like my bracelets.
Right.
So
So it's
now
like
I
this
got
long. Is it
it's
deep
like
or is
this.
it?
It's deep. Yeah, it's like probably this deep.
Oh, shit. Okay.
It's literally like if you took a plate and you like pinched some of the sides in, is what it
Oh,
looks
okay. And you
like.
just did that. Oh, okay, okay,
So
okay.
I got that, and then I'm going to do a project, um,
Love.
where I'm collecting brooches. Fans, anyone, if
Cute.
you want to send me your cute brooches
Yes,
that you
send us
find,
brooches.
let me know. But I'm going to basically like take a picture frame, add
Okay.
felt to it, and then pin the brooches to it and make like an art piece out of it.
I love that. And you could sell
So
that on
I got
Etsy for
this
like
like
$100.
literally, I got like the cutest little like cameo, like light blue cameo brooch, and then one with like a purple flower on it. But so those are my
Ooh.
estate sale finds this week.
Love. I'm obsessed with that. That is so cool. Speaking of your thriftiness or your like craftiness,
Yes.
I was thinking I really don't. I don't agree with this current economic system that we have, where it requires money. I think like it's. I mean, like I once I get money, but like it goes away very quickly, or like it's very easy to like blow it. So I think we should go back to the bartering system. And then when I was thinking this in the shower, I was like, Jenna would be perfect in that society because like you create so much. You could create so many things and be so crafty with things. You could easily barter a bunch of stuff, and it'd be easier. Like, okay, I'll give you 15 brooches, or I'll give you 15 of my like knitted things or my quilted things or my like your like pin needle thing, like your little like picture things,
Embroideries.
embroidery things, and then they give you some goats, they give you some water, they give you
I
some
agree.
food.
I think I would thrive.
I think you would thrive, and then eventually, because you could get like stuff to like plant, you're pretty good with plants, so you could figure that out, and then you could barter with those too, and you really could elevate, and then by the end of it, you'd be like the leader.
Say less.
You'd be like that one guy, Cyrus Goodwin in our show. You'd be like Cyrus
Yes.
Goodwin, but you may not be. I don't think you'd be
I'm
evil.
not going to be evil.
No, no, no. You'd be good. You wouldn't. You might not always be fair, but you'd always be at the end of the day good. You'd
Good.
be okay.
Yes.
I love that.
So you just made me think of because the girl in our show, her name's Evelyn.
Yes.
So I finished an audiobook today. This has nothing to do with the show, but I finished an audiobook today. I promise it'll make sense. Like you'll
Yeah,
figure out how I got
I
there.
know. You always. It goes from A to B, and it gets there.
Well, the title of the book is The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Get it? Evelyn.
Yes,
Evelyn Trickett.
yes. Okay, I've heard of this book.
I finished the audiobook.
Okay,
I literally like I don't even know how I'm gonna start another one because it was
so good.
so good
Right.
that I'm like nothing is going to compare to this. Like I
Yeah.
enjoyed it so much. I
Mhm.
highly recommend.
Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Okay.
So good.
I love that. I
Like
had
I
seen
don't know
it.
if I would sit down and like because it's a thick book, I guess. Like
Okay,
'cause
it's
it was
pretty
like
thick.
13 hours listening
13
to
hours on
it.
Audible.
So
Okay.
like I don't know if I would like because I personally myself I don't like thick books because like they're just like intimidating to me.
Oh,
I
I
want to if
agree.
I'm gonna hold it, I don't want my hand to cramp
No,
like while I'm
oh my
holding
God,
the
agree.
book.
Like, no, 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 no. I totally agree. That's why I just prefer an Audible. I like an audiobook because then I can like speed it up. So even if it is long, like I'll read it, I'll listen to it faster. Yeah, that's just what I do. Yeah, I agree.
Yes, I because my with my job now, I literally just drive all day.
Right.
And so I just
You get
listen
it.
to
Yeah.
audiobook
And
all day.
eventually you get bored of music, I will say. Like
Exactly.
that's what my PS this is another PSA. We sometimes do these. My PSA is to all the artists that we currently enjoy. Gets me some more music. I don't care
Yeah.
what you have to do. If you're gonna pull it out of some vault like Taylor Swift does, pull it out of the vault and drop it. I don't care.
Like I'm
Drop
just bored.
exactly right. Aren't you just so bored? Like I want to stream Taylor Swift as much as possible so she can always be in my top artists on Spotify and Apple Music. But like it's exhausting because I've just listened to the same stuff and I
Yes.
love her music. But at some point I just can't listen. And there's like not to be harsh, there's not many other ones that I even know how to find good music because I don't know who to like how to do it. I just don't.
Literally.
But I
I
will
have
say
like
you've given me some
four
good
playlists.
options.
I
Exactly.
try.
I have like four. Like what I listen to is I cycle through my liked one because I used to not use that one, but I use that more. Then I just made one that I'm enjoying more so because it's semi newer music that I haven't listened to as much. But then like it's and then I have like the all Taylor Swift playlist which I listen to, and then a 2025 one. But like I just can't. At some point, I can't keep
And
listening
like sometimes I'm not in the mood for like
to any of
a
it.
specific literally any of it. So like my biggest pet peeve right lately is so like
Right.
I keep my Alexa in my bathroom because I
Yes.
like to perform in the shower.
Of course,
Sing.
as you should.
So I say every time I get in the shower, I'm like, Alexa, play some music.
Right.
She plays like the same four songs, and I'm like, dude, you gotta play something else.
Dude, you're
Like,
killing me. Like, Alexa, you're supposed to be intelligent. What the
I
fuck?
I literally I'll get out of the shower and be like, Alexa, you played one good song. I went through 20 songs and one of them was good.
I
One.
love I love that you're like giving her feedback because you have to. You have to tell
You
her what's
have
up.
to.
I will say introduced me to a new song. I don't know what it's called. Let me pull it up. It's the one about the purge.
Jelly beans.
Jelly beans. I actually do enjoy that. Like it's one that has grown on me. I didn't initially like vibe with it, but I do now after listening to it a couple times. I was like, I really like that song.
I
And
like the
then
premise of it because it is
I
like
do too.
if jelly beans stress me out, how am I supposed to make friends?
Exactly. No,
If
literally, as I was listening, because you were telling me like you're gonna be so relatable, I was like, yeah, like this is so stressful to me, and like How am
And
I
then
supposed to
the
do
fact
anything
that it's
else?
like the purge and it's like, watch out for your kids, watch out for your wife, because I'm cutting them all off. Like, I'm done with you all. I'm like, yes, relate.
Love, love, so relatable. Oh my God, I was thinking about that too, because now I've been, because I like went through what I went through in my wedding and like lost another person. Well, so I've like been on TikTok and like now it's been sending me like videos of that where they're like sending that person that like a long paragraph isn't worth it, isn't gonna fix anything kind of vibes. And it's been like so nice because I like them. I even put one on my story. I think you saw, like, I put them on my story and
Hmm.
I was like, and so this is a shout out to Carl. I love Carl. We shouted out your brother last week. This is a shout out to Carl.
Yes.
So Carl, I posted that. Maybe 5 minutes later, Carl like responds with like, it's supposed to be like tea emojis, but I think it's coffee because I don't know if he couldn't find them or didn't have them. But he like posted like three coffee emojis. I was like, I'm obsessed with these coffee emojis. Like I'm obsessed that you're trying to like say tea. And he's so good. And he's like, well, is it who I think it is? And he's like, I'm like, 1,000%.
Of
He's like, this
course.
is so good, Michael. I was like, thank you, Carl. Thank you for being like the first person to like get it and just love. Let me see what he said, actually. My favorite line, she's done for.
Yep. Yep.
It was so good to me. It was just hilarious. And I was like at work and I was just like, this is like the pick me up I need. Like, thank you, Carl.
She
So shout out
also
to you,
has
Carl.
so Jax also has a song where it's about Adam Sandler and she basically is
Okay, I'm
like
obsessed.
she like the premise of it's just like a short like I think they call them interludes. I don't really know.
Oh
I don't
yeah,
know
yeah.
music that
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
But it's just like a 45-second long thing. And she's
Okay.
basically like, yeah, I have anxiety and sometimes like the pills don't work and I just like wish I was Adam Sandler because if I was Adam Sandler, I'd be a cool. Like
Right,
I would be I wear
exactly.
flip-flops all the time too. Like I'd love to be Adam Sandler and I'm
I
like,
would, yeah, I relate to
same.
that. Yeah, I relate to that 1,000%. No, I think it'd be so much easier. I wish I could not care. I wish I couldn't care. Like, I wish, like, I
Yeah,
didn't care to me. So, but it does. Like, I do
it
care
does
about things.
everything.
I will, yeah. Speaking back to music, I will say, so I've
Yes.
been really interested. So Tate McRae, like, released a new
Yes.
album. You listen to Sports Car. I recommend
Yep.
you listening to Miss Possessive because the way she starts it, you're immediately like, okay, I'm gonna listen. Because she immediately goes, because it's like her basically like yelling. It's supposed to be the premise of her like basically yelling at someone, and she just goes, "Get your hands off my man," and that's the whole premise of the song, and it's so good. It's
I will
just,
have to listen. I'll
it's
add it to my
and like
list.
if you're ever wanting to like strut, it's the song to strut to parts of it. Like it's really quite
Ah.
good. I will also say, um, I know you don't usually, you've maybe gotten a little bit more into K-pop, but if you ever want to listen, the song that I love that is like my like bop currently when I'm feeling like cool is Elastigirl by Lisa. It is just, I'll
Okay.
send it to you. It is and there's another one that's like Fuck Up the World, and she's just really like fuck everything. Like you know my old stuff, fuck you, I don't care about that. And I was like, go Lisa, pop off. And she's
That
not
is a
usually,
total
she's
mood.
the one from, she's in White Lotus season 3. She's Mook
Oh,
whenever you watch that. Just so you know.
yes, I haven't started it yet.
But yeah, yeah. So when you do, you'll be like, ah, that's her. Um, but yeah, that's one. And the other song that has really been keeping me going is "Let's Dance" by Miley Cyrus.
Literally, so since I was in
Love.
California and we listened to that,
Right.
I've listened to it so many times. It's so many times to the point where it's so like I have like it's called I think it's like my badass music list or something. I don't know. It's like one
Yeah.
of my Spotify curated playlists.
Right.
And it's now added like the
It's
app
added them.
added
Yeah.
that to it and
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, "Thank you.
Thank you
You
for
got the
knowing.
you got the
You
hint."
got the memo. Like because I have a playlist. I don't know if you have it. It's called like on repeat. And
Hmm.
it's like the bad thing is that it for a while will stay the same because I will listen to it exclusively. So what's on repeat is
It's
quite
on
literally on
repeat.
repeat. There's never going to be a change to it. But so like when I stop playing that one and I like do different things, I like to go back and say, oh, what is the thing I'm like repeating a lot? And so like it's currently Clean by Taylor Swift, Sports Car, Elastigirl, Popular by Ariana Grande, and
Love.
Enchanted are the top five.
Oh, now you
And
got
then
me.
Last Dance.
I'm gonna pull mine up because now I'm curious.
Oh
Let's
God, now it's
compare our
pouring
on
outside. Oh
repeat.
yes. And then I have to ask you my questions that I had like a shower thoughts. I was literally in the car and dictated to Siri to make it take a note of this because I was like,
I am obsessed with that.
right? I was like, well, I can't talk and
Why
text.
am I being like, oh, there it is. I'm like, why am I not being smart?
Oh, a
Um,
song I think you will like also is "A Woman" by Morgan Johnston. I just think it's so cool. Like it popped up on like new release one day, and I was like, okay, that's interesting. And it's literally like this woman talking about like how like what everyone expects you to be when you become a woman, like what makes you become a woman, but like what actually makes you a woman is whatever like the premise of the song. And I was like, love. So it's
I
cool. I
have to check
like
it out.
check it out.
Okay, my top five.
Yeah, what are your top five?
I have Little Girl Gone by Chinchilla,
Okay,
Jelly Beans, The Purge,
love.
Not Another Rock Star,
No,
Maisie
no.
Peters,
Okay.
and then Get Him Back, Olivia Rodrigo.
Oh, I love Get Him Back. That one is good. So
I like
my
can't listen to her without thinking of you and Barrister Ball, like of
right,
us at
I can't even.
Sonic, and like
Yes,
that's like
yes,
all I think about whenever like her
yes.
face pops up on my little car screen. I'm
And I'm
like,
like, ah,
huh,
like,
good times.
whenever she pops up, or whenever, what is the what's that one Megan Thee Stallion and
Oh,
Renee Rapp song? It's not my
not my
fault.
fault.
Whenever that one pops up, I go Jenna, or anything Miley Cyrus, Jenna. Oh, this is crazy. I agree that this is the songs. It's great. It's interesting. I'm like, okay, I agree with that. That's fair. And
So
sometimes
what
I'm
did you
like,
have to ask me?
okay, oh, here. These are very like ethereal questions. Like they're
Okay.
like because I was like really having a moment. Okay, so you know how I don't know if you maybe you know how everyone kind of freaked out when was like 1999 to 2000. They're like, oh my God, Y2K, like the world's gonna
Yeah,
explode or something. Like everyone freaked out, and I'm thinking, okay, so if in 1999 2000, which is not that long ago comparatively, they were like freaked out about what was going to happen because like computers were starting and people were like, oh my God, the internet's going to explode and kill us or whatever. So what happened in like 1499 when it became 1499 to 1500?
that's a really good point.
Because in my mind, so once they started having, because then my mind thought, okay, well, at what point did we start really getting calendars and days? And what did you do? Like, my question was, how did people deal with days and having no days of the week or really knowing any time? Because right now it's
Friday. Yeah.
Friday 3:30 or 6:30 for you. But for people when they didn't have any of that, it was just whatever. It was
It
just
was
that.
just a day, I
And
guess.
did they even call it a day? Like, what did they call it? Because they
And
did
then it
they
makes you wonder because like if they had like meetings or whatever, and it's like
But did they have meetings? What were people
in
doing?
in two like I don't 2 nights time. Like I'm trying to think of like how they like
That's whenever like I watch a show and they're like, oh, it'll take us like 4 days, like 4 nights to get there by horseback or something, and I'm like, but okay, so like but like I'm just thinking like, how did you measure time? Because you're like, oh, I'd love to, because also you know how like we can literally text every single day, but people before they couldn't. If you wanted to see, if you actually had to go and see a person and hopefully maybe run into them or hopefully go and be able to travel with them. But if not, you just didn't see people, which is crazy to me. Like you couldn't have any communication with them at all. So I get why people in like older movies were so dramatic about like when someone would go off to college because you really couldn't talk to them. Like you
yeah.
unless you were gonna send them a letter, which good God, who would have
I
ever?
mean, so you know I live by the Amish, obviously.
Right.
And so they don't like they have like two phones that are solar powered like in the whole community or whatever.
Yeah.
And one of them's across the street from my house. And like the other day, there was literally like 8 of them. I say like they're not real people, but like 8 women
No,
on
that's
their little
fair. I
bikes.
mean,
And it's
they
like
are kind of a theory. They're kind of weird. I will say, like, they could be fake, and I wouldn't be shocked.
but like they were having like a little powwow meeting at the phone, and I'm thinking to myself, how did they know? Because again, like they don't have like watches, they don't use that kind of stuff. So I'm like, how
Right.
did they know what time they were gonna meet up?
That's such a good point. Like, is there some other way they communicate with each other? Maybe. I mean, they could be.
I
I
don't
mean, they're
know.
definitely a part of some kind of, shady shit. So it's not surprising
Well,
to me if they act cult. Well, obviously, I will say. Not
I know
not
my
to, not.
mom's convinced that they're like, you know, drug runners and stuff.
Oh, they have to be. I
I
mean, like,
well, so like because I watch them, they were at
yeah,
my little out my window,
yeah. You have a
and so
perfect
there was
view.
like 8 of them. They like swapped bikes, which I thought was weird because
They
like
swapped
personally,
bikes. That's
like
weird.
I have my bike, and my
Exactly.
bike
I
is
have
set
my
up
bike.
for me. Like it has a special seat, it
Exactly.
has special hand, like it is my bike.
Exactly.
I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, I'll ride your bike. No, bitch, I don't ride my bike.
My bike because it's my bike. It'd be like if I was like, "Oh, here, Jenna, have my phone." No, I'm not giving you my
No,
fucking phone. What the hell?
no,
Like,
like
no. Or my water bottle. You're not. No, that's mine. If
no.
someone was like, "Let's just switch water bottles," can actually fuck off
Yeah,
if we're being really
that's a
honest.
no. Hard no.
It's not even like a quick or like a soft no. It's the hardest possible no, and you should leave. We should
It's like,
actually
oh, why did you even ask me that? Like,
exactly.
did you
Why did
really
you
think
even?
I'd say yes?
Yeah, who you obviously don't know who I am if you think that that is what you should do. That you think that would be the smart,
Yeah.
prospect is to ask me to switch water bottles. No. And they would be like, okay, this whole conversation was really not worth it. And I'd say, exactly. So don't ask stupid
So
questions again. You can
exactly.
leave.
But it was
No,
like so bizarre to me. I was
yeah.
like, weird.
Yeah, that is odd. Maybe they're like hiding drugs. Probably can't
That's
see.
what I thought. That's what I thought. Maybe because they like swapped bikes and then they went off separate ways. And I'm like, they were taking something, something,
Exactly. Why
something.
would you switch bikes? Like, let's like, even if you break it down, like, because your bike is your bike. And what would be the purpose of switching a bike? Like, what really, in reality, what's the purpose of switching with someone's bike if not because you've put something in the bike? Because it's not like you're like giving away bike. It'd be one thing if you're like, "This is my bike, you can have it now." Like, I'm
And
trading
I'm
it
gonna
for,
walk.
and I'm gonna walk, or I'm gonna give you
Yeah.
drugs, or you're gonna give me some drugs. You can gonna give me some, you're gonna give me
Drugs.
something that drugs. Obviously, it's a logical next step. Nothing more. But like, just to be like, "Oh, let's just switch bikes." No, that's
No.
so weird to me.
So speaking of the Amish, me and my mom were talking about this last night, and
Yes.
we're kind of like secretly excited. Um, because so it's spring's coming, which means wedding season is coming for them,
Yeah.
which
Yes.
means that we are literally going to get like like the big travel buses.
Yes, we get those all the time. Yeah.
We're gonna be getting travel buses like every spring and fall. They come in for like because they bring the youngins from Pennsylvania or wherever they're from, and they
Right.
bring them to intermingle with the ones that are here, and then they marry them off together. So I like was because I saw a bus yesterday. I told mom I was like, "They're coming. We're gonna get the buses soon."
We're gonna get the buses soon. I remember what we were. Was it May? I think when we were there in May, you guys were
Yes.
talking about it, and I was like, "That's interesting. I would love to see that. I think that'd be really cool. I'd
Yeah,
love to
I'm like
watch that.
secretly excited about it because this will
You
be
gotta
like the
like send
first
me some
time I've been like
videos.
home.
Right.
So
You gotta like send me
yeah.
some videos of it or
Oh,
something.
I
Like, you
will.
gotta
Because
like
they're going to
get
be
footage.
everywhere. And that's when I like to look because every once in a while, you do find a cute Amish boy.
Yeah, I mean,
Once a
like
blue moon.
once in a blue moon. Because honestly, I will say, I mean, they could be very rugged, and they're like they probably like do a lot of like hand stuff, like a lot of handiwork. So they have to be kind of strong and helpful. And
Yeah.
they could. I mean, hey,
I mean, like
once in
most
a
of them are
while,
like
not
kind of
uggos.
inbred, so like, there's that. But like
Once in,
when they come on the buses,
yeah, they're not
I don't
so
mind,
gross.
sitting out watching my window. I don't mind watching them ride their bikes by.
I am not horribly offended. Like, I'm actually, thank you, continue. No, I
Yes.
agree. I will say that's what's interesting sometimes, like, because we get a lot of tour buses, because this is a very, very popular place to come for people to come visit, because you can come here any time of the year and it's nice. So, like, people love to come. But the interesting thing is, like, it's wide swaths of people, because either it's like, because lots of people from Asia will do like Asia, they'll do tours of America and they'll come here. And they'll come and they'll like experience it here and go to the aquarium and go all over, go to like, Silicon Valley or whatever. But then we also get some like very rich people who've decided they want to come and like visit and basically have like a White Lotus experience here, which love, obsessed with. But sometimes they're not awful looking, and I'm not horribly offended. So it's
See,
like,
that's why I feel like I need to go on a vacation, like a vacation,
yeah, you
because
have to come
that's
to,
like
yeah,
my favorite like part of vacation is just like seeing
explore
attractive people and like
exactly and
that
having
I
like,
need like a White Lotus moment because there's nothing
yeah,
better
just
than
no
like
murder, just
being
no death, just no
as long
death.
as the death ain't me or
Oh
anyone
yeah,
I care
it
about.
could be
I mean,
someone
I'm
else.
happy to help solve the
Oh my God,
murder.
yeah, I was
Like
thinking that. I was like, the White Lotus experience. They should have a White Lotus experience because Jenna and I would totally do it.
maybe
You and
like
I
an
would do it, and
escape room resort. Like
amazing.
that sounds like a dream.
And
Like
that'd be so. I
someone
would.
market that idea.
We got to
Like
do it. I think we should. I think we should like get with Mike White and say, hey, you have created such an excellent TV show. Let's put it into an escape room actual hotel. Because if you
yeah,
made White Lotus experiences real life, people would go. People, I mean, I would go. I'd figure out a way to
a
go.
million
Like,
percent.
and make them affordable. Maybe they don't have
Oh,
to be like actual like hotel stays, but like an escape room. Would love.
would love. I love an escape room.
Love. We were at
I
work
love
yesterday.
to be trapped in a room and forced to figure out how to get
Like
out.
I love to think because we have been trained to like think and figure out a problem and how to solve it. So that's exactly what an escape room is finding the problem, knowing there's a problem and figuring yourself out and figuring a way out.
It's
So
so
like,
bad that our brains are like that. Like I was having a
it's
conversation with
really
my parents the
bad.
other day and I started rambling and they're like, "What are you talking about?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm just explaining to you the way my brain works because my brain is 7 steps ahead because we could go this way or that way or this way." And my dad's like, "Stop." Like,
Stop. You're like, you're literally just
sorry.
talking to me. Like, it's just your parents, and you're
It just
like,
happens. Like I
no, I
can't
agree. I
control
mean,
it.
exactly. Like, I'll be at work, and like I was talking with one of my people at work, and she was explaining something to me offhandedly. Like she was saying, like she was on a main point, but she added this point in to like add context. Me thinking, oh, well, I got to explore this my own. I have to think about that as well. As long as I've already thought about what you're going on your path. I figured out what you're talking about, but now
Yeah.
I have to figure out like this side point. And I got really invested in the side point, and I was like, well, actually, I want to know something about it because it was just weird to me. Because I'll tell you more off the podcast, but like it was just like I was like, why would you not know that about your spouse? Like I know to the story that was very tangential and probably in reality, like even in the totality of a relationship, not a big deal. But like if you're willing to not tell someone about that, why would you what up you gotta be not telling someone else about that. So I
Yeah.
immediately called Kevin. I left because that happened at the end of work, got in the car, called Kevin, and I was like, okay, I have to give you a hypothetical since we're married and we know things now about like relationships. So like if this happened, how would you feel? And he's like, well, I mean, and then we're going through all the scenarios of it. And I was like, well, see, there's a lot of scenarios you got to think about with that.
Yeah.
And that's how you have to think about it. So Kevin does think about that as well, like that. But I was thinking, well, actually, I need to add a little bit of complexity here. What about this as well? Like, it's like
Exactly.
because I want to beat the horse dead. I have to.
We want to dive deeper than deep. Like
Exactly. There's like deep diving deep, and then there's what we do. It's like this is
exactly.
deep, and then this is what we do. Like it's just unfathomably deep. It's like when people go like not snorkeling, but when like people go deep sea diving, that's what we're doing in
That's
terms of
what we
everything.
do.
Also, speaking of that, never would do that.
Oh
Never
no.
actually gonna. Also, something I would never do that I think you would also never do. So there's sky drive. You jump out of the sky, you jump out of a plane and jump into the sky. I jump through the sky and land.
Yes.
Right? You understand? Okay. So here in California, in my part of California, because it's so pretty, people love to do this thing, which I think it's the stupidest fucking thing in the world. But they jump out, they do the sky. What is that called?
Skydiving.
Skydiving. Thank you. Couldn't think of the word. We do that thing where we think about 10,000 things. Can't think about that though. Not important to the story. So, so like people, so they start the skydiving, but then at some point they just kind of glide across the bay and across the dunes in Marina, and they just kind of glide for a while. That's horrifying. I'd rather just jump out of the plane and land. I'm not trying to fly around hundreds of feet into the air, possibly landing on the highway because people have done that. They've landed in the ocean and they've crashed and landed on beaches and like embarrassed themselves, and they've crashed into like the hotel that's on the beach. No, I'm never gonna
No.
do that. That's just like, and you have to spend like
So
$400.
it's really funny that they do that a lot there because actually there's a place like I think it's only like 20 minutes from me.
Yeah,
It's like literally out in the middle of like farmland and
yeah,
like that's literally like they do skydiving like all the time. So like
yeah.
you can just see people and I'm like again, here, why? So I can end up in a tree? Like I literally could get stuck in a tree? Like
I'm
there's trees
thinking
everywhere.
there's truth ever,
Like
and I'm thinking logically, I'm thinking of all of the ways that it could go wrong because it's going to go wrong because they're going to be like, oh, it's really quick. The instructions are really easy. You're just going to jump out the plane and use these as guiders. Okay, but how? Okay, but where do you need me to land? Like what if it's a little windy? What if
and like
like I get
let's be real.
blown? Yeah.
We are human beings. We are not meant to fly. If we were meant
No,
to
if
fly, we would
I'd
have
have
wings.
wings.
We don't have
Exactly.
wings.
So I'm not meant to fly. Exactly. Just like I'm not meant to if I have to have all this equipment to deep sea dive, I'm not intended on deep sea diving. Ocean, the sharks
I'll
have their
drown.
ocean. Exactly. First off, I'll drown. Second off, the shark, it's their water. The orcas, it's their water. It's not mine. If I was
Gretchen,
meant to be
there's
there,
so much in the ocean that like isn't even discovered yet.
right.
That like that blows my mind.
Right,
Like
exactly. And the thing too is we would probably discover the bad thing and then it would kill us and then no one ever know
I
about it.
know
Because
exactly.
and then what would be the point? No, that's no. I agree. Like I'm just not, and that's great that there's marine biologists who want to do that, and I agree that there's people who love like the jumping out of the plane because they have to have some like. I honestly watch Real Housewives. That's so exhilarating. I don't
I
know
would
why I
say
need to jump out of. Just binge the whole series of Real House of Beverly Hills, and that will be thrilling enough for you. You'll
Yeah.
be so deeply invested, you won't even worry about jumping out of planes.
No.
You won't have to sign a liability, which literally says gives away all of your life. You're like, I'm just if I die, it's no one's fault. I want it to be someone's fault if I die. I'm not just dying because for like stupid reasons. No, no, no.
Exactly.
I'm getting killed, or it's because of the apocalypse. Like I'm not just dying to die, or like, oh, let me jump out of a plane. No,
Yeah.
I just think it's ridiculously stupid because
Not
I
for
know for
me.
a fact that we've never had any good luck. Like
No.
sometimes the tide has turned a little bit towards our way, but in
At
totality,
any moment, it can go back down. Like I'm like,
exactly.
we're slowly getting
Yeah,
up, but
like
any moment, right,
any
crash.
moment, pop right back down. Like not even like a quick like whoop, like it'd be
No.
like pop. So like
Yeah.
I just not fit. I'm not testing fate. I'm just not gonna do
No.
it. So yeah, but I see that because I saw it because now it's been raining. But like on maybe Monday, yeah, Monday I was going to the gym and I saw people doing that. I was like, you gotta be so fucking stupid because I had never thought about it really, but I thought about it. I was like, that's way worse than skydiving because you have to just continue to glide and like possibly
So,
jump onto the highway.
question about that, how you feel about this, because this is another thing that I just could never,
Yeah,
would never. When
yeah.
people like jump off the bridges or cliffs, like
Oh
attached
my
to like
God,
the
no, the
bungee
bungee
things,
jumping? No, 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 no,
that
no, no, no,
literally,
no, no, because it's
I
gonna
can't even
break.
watch those videos because they
No,
literally cause me so much anxiety because they go
yes.
all the way down. I'm like, you're gonna hit your head. Like, I don't care how good that bungee is, you're hitting the head on the rocks.
And my thing too is like the concerning part is oh, so let's say you do because you have to do it the first time, and that's when you have like the most like propulsion and the most like strength pulling you down, and then you kind of keep bouncing by the front. You could get hit on something else too. Like the first time might not get you, but it could be a second or third time. And like the people that do it because there is the Bixby Bridge here that's really popular. I don't know how far you went.
Yes, I went over that
You
bridge.
went. People
Yep.
do that there all the time. And for context, there's the ocean below, and there's a bunch of stuff in the way. So you know I'm just gonna die. Like I don't understand
Yeah.
why people do that. I just
So
don't get it.
there's a bridge, it goes over like I think I don't know if it's a canal or like
Oh,
I'm not good with bodies of water,
yeah,
but there's a bridge. It's not a big body of water. It's not like it's
right,
Lake Ontario or anything, but
right.
it's lake adjacent
Yeah,
adjacent.
yeah. It's some
Um,
kind of water
but people
body.
during the summer, like kids, usually like high schoolers or like
Hmm.
college age, they go bridge jumping. And
Yeah.
they find joy out of jumping off of the bridge into the nasty, dirty, gross water and then swim out. And
No,
I'm like,
no.
no, absolutely not. Like I've never done it. I will never do it. It is so not. No, I will be in my nice, clean
Yeah.
chlorine pool.
Exactly. Like I might go tubing or I might go like
Yeah,
kayaking. I might consider doing
absolutely.
that, but I am not gonna jump in. No, that's
Which,
so
by the
gross.
way, speaking of that, I am like really wanting to when you guys come visit,
Yes.
for us all to go kayaking.
Say
That's like
less.
my
I'm
goal.
down. I'm down. I'll
Okay.
be there. Because my plan actually, because I was talking to Eva and she wants me to come down too. So I'll do is I'll spend like a couple days with you guys, and then I will take a train to her, and then spend a couple days with her, and then fly
Very
back to
nice.
California. But I was like, when we were talking about it, I was like, I have to go kayaking slash
Yeah.
tubing. Like I'm
And like I haven't
obsessed.
gone in like 2 years because, law school.
Oh my
Um,
God, right. And then oh, that's so fair.
and then with my mom's ankle and everything, which
You
is
couldn't go
finally
this
like
summer.
almost healed-ish. So
God bless.
literally.
Thank God. Okay, good, good, good.
But yeah, so we have to do that.
We have
And
to. I'm
like,
so
so
down.
Casey also, she had a request, which I know she's going to tell you about.
Oh,
She's
that's
not here
fine,
tonight,
please.
but she wants you to come during our 4-H fair because she wants to take you to the fair.
Okay, when is your forward? When is your fair?
I have to fight. I have to look. It's either like the last week of July or like the second to last week. I'm not sure the
Okay,
exact dates, but
okay,
it's
because
usually
I
like
went
the end of July.
the end of July. Okay, because that's what I was thinking. Because I was thinking like, because she probably's gonna have the baby around July 5th. That's like intended. Oh, I shouldn't have said that.
Yes.
I'll cut that out. But in sometime early July, she will be having the child. I didn't say the baby's name.
No, you
She'll
didn't.
be she'll be having the prodigal child, but I didn't know how long she would need to be with the child,
Well, so
or, like, her
yes.
own, or like sometime like because obviously like because hey, you just pushed the kid out, you deserve like some time just with the kid, just with doing that. And I was like, well, I want to give her time. I don't want to pop in like 2 days later and be like, hey, what's going on? Like, as much as that could be a fun time, don't want to.
Yeah,
I
so
understand.
fair.
So that, but I was like, well, maybe closer to the end of the month because then I can get another couple of hours of PTO, which
Yeah,
then
there you
then
go.
I could stay a little bit longer. So I was thinking probably the end of the month or August. Because what I'm also doing, and I think I told you, is we're going to Minnesota in
Yes.
June. But I'm trying not to use any PTO for that. Like I think I've strategically planned it to be like work from home things like
Nice.
so it'll be working from home and not gone that long because we're literally like the 12th or the 15th. Like we're not going
Gotcha.
very long. But Kevin was like, well, maybe we shouldn't go like so soon after that. And I was like, yeah, we can push it a little, but like I want to go at the end of like that because then like probably Jenna's gonna start working and then it becomes a lot
Yeah,
more
definitely come like
complicated.
at least in like the summertime. So that
Oh
way
yeah,
we can do
totally. Yeah,
like
the end of
summer things
yeah, no,
because
totally. Because then after that, then it becomes cold and
miserable and cold
miserable.
and gray. Gray.
Gray and
That's
gray.
what I've determined it is it's just like a
Right.
band of gray.
A band of gray. It's just yeah, it's just a bit yeah, no. So
From
it's
like
better
November to March. Gray.
gray, just gray and not fun. So I was like, I gotta come in summer. So I was gonna, yeah, I will do that
Amazing.
because then it will, yeah. So that's what I plan
Yep.
to do, and I'll figure it out. I just have to. I've been looking at flights, and I don't understand. Even though all these flights are having all these problems and planes are like crashing and all that, they're still
Like
so
what?
expensive. Like, why are you making me spend all that money when I'm likely gonna crash? Like, and Kevin
Like,
was like, "Can we please not like take a flight plane?" I was like, "Yeah, but Kevin, then it'll take all this time to get there." And I'm like, "I can't drive. Like, you want me to drive like 2 days, or three
yeah.
days, like straight through to get like." I don't think I can do that, Kevin. Like as much as
No,
that
that's a
seems like
lot.
that's a lot, and I was like, we did like the 7 hours just from Massachusetts to you, and that was a lot. I had to already do a drive for our like honeymoon. I was like, I don't know if I can do like I don't know if I could do like days of that because I did that when I went to law school, and I was exhausted
Yeah.
and not fun. Like I want to enjoy a road trip. I don't want to be like,
Exactly.
oh, I gotta get somewhere.
You don't
Like
want it to feel like work.
right, but flying does suck. Like I do agree. Like flying, if I could figure out a train system where I could get to you, but no,
The only reason I like flying is because it's so quick.
it's so
But
much
like,
quicker, and you could just like put your headphones in. You can watch something. God willing, no one talks to you. I think that's the worst when people try to talk to you. I just ignore. That's why the first thing I do, headphones in. Don't talk.
speaking of people talking to me, so
Yeah,
today I was sparking
right,
and I put my headphones in because was listening to my audiobook.
right.
And so like I'm in the store doing like a shopping order
Yeah,
and all the employees felt like the need to like make
chat with
conversation
you.
with me. And I'm like, can you not like my hair is up, my headphones are in. How do
Yeah,
you not see, like I can't hear what you're saying. I
right,
can't read lips. So I'm just like, uh-huh, uh-huh. No
right.
clue what you're saying. Not a single clue what they said to me.
That's what I never understand with people. So I have headphones in. That should be an immediate tell to you, don't talk to me.
Yeah,
Unless you know me or unless you need to desperately speak to me, the automatic thing should be don't talk to me.
literally. Like I
Like
cannot hear you.
I literally can't hear you, and I did this on purpose because I don't
Yeah.
want to hear you. And you talking to me is making it a lot worse. So please, like
Yeah,
I
because
just
now
don't
I feel
get
like I
that.
have to like pause my audiobook, be
Right,
like,
because then you
what?
gotta like yeah, you
And
gotta
then it's
pause
like,
it.
then they're like, oh, da, da, da. And I'm like, that was pointless. Like, you just wasted
Right,
10
exactly.
seconds of my life.
This was
Like,
useless. This was a useless exchange of the conversation. Thanks. And I think that's what like so funny because like I've been at work like now at work I have to like work with other program directors and I have to like talk with them all the time and sometimes talk them off a ledge or talk them through something. And like it's just sometimes that I'm like honestly sometimes I want to be like, what is your problem and how can I help you? Like what is actually wrong? Like
yeah,
I think you're great, you're fine, you're lovely, but I have something to do. Like I literally now have actual things I have to do and like don't have the time to just sit around and chit chat with you. Like I actually have to go do something. So like is
yeah,
like what more do you possibly need? But like it's the same. I'm like I like I'll be at the gym and someone wants to talk to me and I'm like, no, I
no
don't want to talk
thanks.
to you. This is like the literal last place I'd like to speak to you. I don't want to talk to you ever, but I really
Ever.
don't want to talk to you here. I'm
Yeah,
sweaty, I'm a mess. Leave me alone. Like I just never understand what people like there'll be people who are like chit chat and having social time at the gym and I go, why? Like I used to like go to the gym with like Eva in college on occasion, but like even then, like we would do our separate things and come together and maybe talk a little. But like we
yeah.
weren't really like chit chat. We weren't like, oh, let's hang out and talk
Like,
and
like, let's
gab.
catch up
Let's
at
catch
the
up.
gym.
This is what we're isn't what we
Yeah.
don't we both
So
don't want to be here. Let's just get it done. This
people do that at the grocery store
oh
all
my
the time.
God.
And so I ran into my great aunt, God love her, and she wanted to do that. Like
Yeah.
I literally, because you know the person I am, and I wasn't even working at this point. I was just getting my own prescription and stuff. And I literally told her, I was like, you know what? You schedule a time, I will come see you and we can chat everything then. I have to go. Like I'm not holding up the aisle, like standing in the
Oh
aisle
my
talking
God, yes. Oh my
because
God. And
I
anyone
hate when people do that.
I hate that. Oh my
So
God.
I
That
am
is
not going to be that person.
no, 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 no. Even with my headphones in at the gym or anywhere, I am so overly aware of the surroundings. Like I just like I can't ever be in the way. I don't get when people are okay with that. Like I was walking and like so I'll give you a scenario. You walk up and it's like lockers, basically
Mhm.
lockers. So if you walk up to a locker and you sense a human being is behind you, don't you think you would move to the side because you're if you're blocking, you are getting to your locker, but you block all the other lockers and like cubbies like below and like above you. Wouldn't you move a little to the left or right so that
Yeah.
a person who's clearly behind you could sneak in and grab and go? No, this woman, not old. I can give a minor excuse to an old person. Not old. She just like literally sat and she actually got so close she just blocked every like there were four of hers and she had one and then there was a cubby below, a cubby above and a cubby below and I was the below one and she just blocked it the whole way and I had to go, excuse me. I was like I sat there for a second. I was like, maybe she'll move. Maybe she'll be super quick. And no, she was not. So I was like, excuse me. And I like grabbed in. I almost hit her.
Literally, I had to get cheese, like the
Yeah.
specific type of cheese. And there's a woman showing pictures of her dog to this couple, and they're standing right in front of the cheese I needed. So I'm like standing there, and again, I just like kept getting closer with my cart, trying to like,
Right.
you guys can continue your conversation, just like take a few steps that way,
Yeah,
like
just like
just
move. Just
just
move.
slightly. Like I don't want to interrupt you, like
Right.
continue.
Right.
Like I love
Exactly.
that you're happy, like you're catching up, but like get
I love
out of the way.
exactly. Get out of the way is exactly the
Or
sentiment.
like, because like me, when I feel like, oh, I'm gonna be checking my phone, or like,
Right.
have to open up bags, I make sure that I get into a position where
I'm not
people can
blocking
go
it.
around me. I'm not blocking anything. Like, I'm
Exactly.
so overtly aware of
Exactly.
my
Exactly.
being.
Me too.
And I'm
No
like,
one
how
else
do
cares.
people just not?
Literally, how do people just like not care? Like I because it's the thing of you have to just not care because you don't have headphones in. You should obviously be able to hear. It's not like I am like a mouse and you can't hear me
Yeah.
walking behind you. Like I just don't understand why you can't have a little more self awareness generally. Like if you just had a little bit more self awareness, you'd probably be able to hear me and go, "Oh, I should probably move." But instead, some people like will think they're being not will think they're being considerate because like, oh, let me move out of the way, and they directly move into where I don't want them to be. That pisses me
Yes.
off more than
It's like,
anything.
no, now you are even more in the way.
Right, because sometimes people will be going slow in front of me, and I go, okay, well, I need to go around them and go right there to get what I need at the store, and then I'll go around them. And they think, oh, well, let me just move a little faster and stop right there. And I go, yeah, no.
Yeah, no,
And
no.
also, as a context, I think if you're in an aisle that is like obviously something that is common that everyone would buy, I am not, that's not where I'm going to stop. Like if we're in the
Yeah.
aisle with milk and it's mainly milk, and then there's some other things that are like tangential to milk that people don't really buy, but it's milk, you'll stand in front of the fucking milk.
No. You park your cart to the side.
Right.
I walk my happy butt over, grab the milk, and then I take my milk back to my cart, which is way over here because
I'm
I'm not going to be in the way blocking the
right.
milk.
Or I'm quick enough where I grab my milk because I've already thought about it and I know exactly where it is,
Exactly.
and I
I have it
grab my
all
milk,
planned
throw it, and
out.
run. And
Yeah.
I haul ass. No, some people just take their sweet merry time, or they directly park where I don't need them to. And I'm like, if you just use just an ounce of logic, you might think, well, this aisle is full of eggs and also random other things. I should stand in front of the random other things if I'm going to stand in
Yeah.
front of anything, not the eggs. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
No.
No, it
People
really
drive me
pissed me off
crazy.
yesterday. It was just like, it was just so pissing me off. Or like I was walking around because I kind of like do a loop around my office, and there's like a couple places where there's trees, and so I have to go around the tree to go around the person. And so the person thought, well, let me actually just move where you are, but in front of the tree, because then you can get out of my way. I was already on the left of you, so like it's going in front of me is not helpful at
Like,
all.
I already planned my course to avoid you. Like,
Right,
just stay in your
exactly.
spot.
Stay where you are. Like I would just love that. Like if someone's trying to start to move to like because they think they sense me, just go, no, I'm just stay over there. I'm going around you.
You're
Oh,
good. Like,
you're
just
good. Stay
stay.
there. Or like yesterday, I was walking around my block, and like um, this person was just walking around and they like sensed I was behind them and they were nervous or whatever, which, and so I don't know how to not have that happen where I just go, don't worry, I'm not going to do it. I don't know how to like not make it sound weird. But like, so that's why I was like, well, let me haul ass and I'll go in front of them because then they'll know I'm not trying to do anything on
Yeah.
keyboard, but they just like kept getting faster. And I was like, well, fuck me. Now I'm getting faster. So now you obviously think I'm stalking you because you're getting faster because then I'm getting faster. At some point I was like, I just should run. I should just run and like go around. No, I turned myself back around and went back to work. I was like, nope, not gonna finish it. Can't. I'm going.
That is
Person,
a mood. And like nothing takes so like when I substitute,
yeah,
there's nothing worse than like a high school hallway.
I agree.
Like
In general.
literally, it just like because again, the kids they I mean, not that like I have anywhere to really be, like I have to get to my classroom, but like
Right, but
class can't
still.
start without me. But I'm like,
Exactly.
guys, we got 3 minutes. Like we gotta get going.
Where are we going to, people? No, that's why I always hate it because like in middle school it was different than high school. But in middle school they were like you had like I think like in between bells or something. It was a decent amount. It felt like a fair amount of time. But then when you went to high school, they shrunk that down like considerably. And they're like, I think my high school maybe had like 4 minutes or something to get that. Like you didn't have a lot of time in between classes, but they were close, so it was okay. But me, I was freaking out. Like literally, like the last 2 minutes or 5 minutes class, I was like, well, I have to go all the way down there, and I have to take a left and a right, and then I need
Literally,
to get to my seat. Like, and I know I'm probably gonna run into someone, and probably some people are gonna block the way because everyone's getting out of class, so I could be easily late, and I don't want to be anywhere near late. I already think it's too kind of too close to 4 or 5 minutes, and so then like I'm not paying attention the last 5 minutes class, but then I like hauling ass, and then like people are in the way, and you're like, I'm already worried about being late. Like,
literally.
stop.
And like that's what blows my mind because like when I was in high school, we had 5 minutes, which like
Yeah,
I feel like 5 minutes is plenty of time to like go to your locker, switch out your books,
right.
whatever. This school, they got 3 minutes. And I'm like, dude, you can't even get from one end of the school to the other end in 3 minutes. Like I
I
have
know.
to stop at a locker and I don't make it in 3 minutes. Like,
Exactly.
come
No, exactly.
on.
I know that's so crazy. Yeah, that's wild to only give them 3 minutes. But like,
That's so I'm a cool sub,
love,
as you would expect.
obviously,
I
of
always
course.
let the kids like line up beforehand. I'm like, okay, yep, 5 minutes till the bell, and they all pack up and stand by the door. And I'm like, you guys can go if you want.
Like you can
Like,
head out. It's
I'm not
okay.
gonna,
I don't
I won't say
care.
nothing.
I want, I'm cool. I won't say. No, I agree. Like that's the thing too. Like I'm a stickler for time, but I'm also a stickler for like making it easier for people. So
Yes,
like if I can make it easier for people, I will. But like it's the thing then if you like abuse that, you abuse the discretion
yes.
I've given you, and then you like try to play me, go, no, I'm not
Oh,
stupid.
if you give me attitude, you ain't
Yeah.
leaving early.
No, 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 no. Then we'll stay a little later because the bell doesn't
Yes,
dismiss you. I
I dismiss
dismiss
you.
you. I love playing that move when you can. Ah, amazing. No, I love that. Ugh, it's really, I
It's
think that's the power you have of being a sub is just because you can't, like, people can know you, but you don't have, like, the same amount of power, but you also don't have the same kind of obligation to be, like,
yes,
actually, like, dedicated, like, super, like, you have to be, like, above board. You can play a little dirty if you want. What do you,
I and I do.
and you guys, you should.
I did chuckle to myself because the one experience I had with a student who gave
Oh,
me
yeah, the
a
difficult one.
lot of attitude, and
A
I
lot of
just
attitude.
made it slightly more difficult just
Yeah.
by holding my ground. Well,
Mhm.
they shared a picture of like that student and a couple other students doing something on Facebook, and I was like, ha, I know that girl.
I know her.
That's the one.
That's the one that gave me attitude. Kind of a bitch, won't lie.
I know I didn't sub at all this week, but I'm signed up for I think 2 days next week. I think
Ooh.
I'm second grade, which should be
Ooh.
interesting.
That should be interesting.
I'm hoping I have my little cousin's class though, so that
Hopefully.
would be nice.
That would be nice.
And then I think the other one's like high school gym, which like, I mean, that just sounds like big recess time. Like, here's some basketballs, go play.
Big recess time.
No, I'm like wondering, I'm like, will they frown upon the gym teacher sitting in a corner reading? Because, I mean, I didn't enjoy gym class back in the day. I really don't think I'm gonna enjoy
Oh
it
my God,
now.
if I could be if I could be a gym coach for a day, because I hated gym as well. Like it was uncomfortable and not a good time. I would just have them play dodgeball. I love dodgeball. I just have
I loved playing my school because we weren't allowed to play dodgeball because violence.
that's
So
so
they literally made
stupid.
a game where we would like take hula hoops. It was called Castle Ball. You'd
Okay.
build castles with hula hoops, and
Okay.
then you'd have to guard your castles while people
Love.
were throwing dodgeballs at you, trying to knock down your castles. So
That
you were
is
basically playing dodgeball
dodgeball
just with castles.
with cats. I think that's fantastic. I love that. That's actually almost better than Dodgeball. That's so creative too. It's like we're not gonna have dodgeball, but we'll have a game that's basically exactly like dodgeball, and honestly, a little bit more aggressive, but we'll still have it, and it's fine.
And it had like the same rules, like if you caught a ball, like that person's out, or
Right,
you hit this person, they're out. So it was
right.
literally
It
just
was dodgeball, but
dodgeball.
like, okay, well,
Yeah.
that's so fantastic. I love that. I don't remember I loved handball as a kid. What else? Other than that, I really hated PE. Like they're
I say
like,
castle
and
ball was the only thing that castle ball and volleyball, but
oh,
that was just
volleyball was a good
because it
time.
was fun.
Yeah, it was like a sport, but wasn't really fully a sport. Like it didn't feel like it was a sport.
Exactly.
Like it felt like it
It
was
was
just
a
a good.
sport, but it was
It
yes.
wasn't a tough sport. No, I agree. I love that.
And my gym, like back in the day, we I loved it because once we got like a fitness center put in, they would
Yeah,
literally be like, okay, if you don't want to do like you could go one of two ways. You could either do the sport that's like assigned for
right.
like that what's it called? What's it called when you have a class? It's not a chapter.
Period.
No, I don't know. I'll think of it eventually, but it's like a segment of time because it like goes over like a couple weeks.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know. But you could either do the sport or you could go to the fitness center.
Oh,
So
amazing.
like if I like for instance, I hate soccer. Soccer is not my thing. I don't like to run. I have no hand eye foot no. I have hand eye coordination. I don't have eye foot coordination. So like
Oh,
soccer's a
interesting.
hard no for me. Like I would just trip. Like
Yeah, I
that's
love that.
just not for me.
It's just not gonna work. No, that's fair.
So
That's
I would
respect.
go to the fitness center. But my highlights, I loved floor hockey. I was a beast
Ooh.
at that. Big fan of floor hockey.
Oh.
Lacrosse, also loved that.
Ooh. I'm
And the
upset.
volleyball and castle ball, that was like
Yeah, I'm
highlights of
trying to
my gym
think.
career.
Yeah, highlights were. I will say, even though I'm not very good at it, weirdly, a highlight for me is basketball. I was like, I really just loved it because it was like you could be aggressive and you could like, it was just fun. It felt like the only sport that was like fun where like it didn't matter if you like seemed stupid or you were kind of uncoordinated. It felt like the one that was okay to be kind of like, hey, just kind of like just kind of be pushy. And I was like, okay. I hate it
Yeah.
when they try to make us play football. I hate it when I had to run. Oh my God, no. I was like, this is such bullshit. I'm just not here for it. I hate it. I had a friend in high school where we had, you had, I don't know if your school had, but you had to run the mile and you had to run a certain
Hmm.
amount of time or else, something would happen. I don't know what the ramification was for that, but you had to do it. And so I was like, I obviously have to follow this rules. I'm going to do it. Well, I had a friend, one of my closest friends in high school, and she just refused to do it. She's like, I'm going to walk it. I'm going to walk the whole mile. I don't care what time I get because I'm not running. And I was like, I respect that. I'm going to run because I can't
So
not do
I have
both.
a story that goes with that.
Please.
So I played volleyball all through high
Mm.
school and I was on a team and during like summer practices or whatever before school started, they would take us out to do the mile run and my coach would say she'd be like, "Listen, I don't care how long it takes us, but so long as every person on the team stays running the entire time, whether it's just a light jog or like even if you're just speed walking and moving your arms where it looks like you're running,
Right.
like we won't have to do it again. Like
Right.
all I want is everyone to run
Right.
the whole thing." And there was this one girl who like I'm a big girl. I'm not good at running. You know that mile
Right.
was hard. Like I
Right.
struggled,
Right.
but I did it. I was not going to be the person. There
No.
was one girl. She could run the mile. She could run the mile, no problem. She always walked that last lap, and I was like, "Bitch, now we got to do it again tomorrow." Like if you would have just
Oh,
ran that last lap, like I know you could have because you're not even out of breath,
right.
we wouldn't have to do this anymore.
I think
But
that's
no,
such
she would
bullshit.
walk it, and I was like, "This, like, how
That's
is
just
that
so rude.
fair?"
I hate when people ruin it for everyone. Because then you're like,
Exactly.
because we had this different but same. Like so the cast trip. We're not housewives yet. But the senior trip. I just think of it as that the senior trip always for a decade was you got to go to Disneyland, and that was your trip. And you got to go to Disneyland and you got to go to California Adventure. It was like the whole thing, and they're like, "This is a big splurge for you guys," and we're like, "Fantastic," because I hated high school, and that was what I looked forward to. But then the year before, when I was a junior, the a group of seniors, majority of them, ruined it. They like got wasted. They did awful things. They just did. They did things they shouldn't have done. Which thinking about it now, it would have been so cool to be drunk at Disneyland, but at 17, maybe not the best idea. So and so then they took it away from us. Like at the beginning of the year, they said we're not going to Disneyland this year, and I was like, you got to be fucking serious. I just went through hell in this stupid ass place, and now I can't go to Disneyland when I've been promised that. So we like rioted. We were like, no, we get to go. We will do all these things. You can put as many precautions in place as you want. You can do whatever, but we have to go. And so I was like, I'm not getting it ruined for me. And they almost did ruin it, but then they let us. It was more like a bluff. It was totally a bluff. They were totally going to
Uh,
always take us. But there was nowhere else for them to take us. So they were like, fine with it. So they like let us go.
See,
And
you're
they also didn't
lucky.
want. And that was the helpful thing about having a lot of rich kids because those rich kids
Uh,
whined. And I was like, God bless you guys. Cause,
just say because in my school,
yeah.
so the grade above me and the grade below me were like
Mhm.
full of really cool kids. Like, just
Yeah.
there's like a different caliber of
Yeah,
kid. Like
exactly. Yeah, I will
my
never be
grade,
that
we were just
caliber.
like we had
Right.
like the nerds and like the quote unquote losers. Like that was
Right.
my grade, and like
Yeah,
we own it. We knew it. Like it's
that's
not a big
fine.
deal. We weren't trying to like be athletic or
No,
anything. We
no.
got it. But yeah, the seniors ruined like Spirit Week for us.
Yeah.
They like all these traditions that we saw growing up the whole time. I think the dog is like puking over there. Um,
Oh no,
so that's fun.
that's fun. So that's
But
fun. Back to the story though. No.
back to the story. So literally like all these different things that we again you watch as you're in middle school, high school, you think I can't wait to be a senior. So like
Right.
we get to bring couches in for Spirit Week and like play video games instead of doing class and like all that stuff.
Right.
Nope, the seniors above us ruined it. And
Of
so
course.
our year where they're like, nope, we don't even get to decorate hallways anymore. Nope, we don't get to do this anymore. Nope, we don't get and like they were like sticklers to it. Because again, my grade, we weren't gonna break the rules. We weren't gonna push the
No,
boundaries because we were rule followers.
obviously.
So and like even so we did our senior prank, which again they've like they had grades before me. They would have bonfires on the soccer field, like camp out on the soccer field, like crazy things like that, spray
Right.
paint the trees. All
Yeah.
we did was because again they didn't want us to like do anything outside, so we were like, okay, we will zip tie the juniors lockers so that
Mhm.
they have to cut them to open them. No, they sent the janitor through before. Like we literally sat there and watched the janitor uncut cut them all before the bell rang, and we're like, "Are you serious? Like you couldn't even just like let it be a ha joke for like 5 minutes?
Exactly.
Like,
You couldn't have had him on standby and then let us like
yeah,
have a fun time for like 3 seconds and then cut it. Like that was the thing. Like they almost ruined the senior prank for us too, because what they did is they like our high school was outside. Like it was fully outdoors. And like they just had like
that's
covers on
so
the cage.
cool.
So it was cool. And so it worked to the advantage of the people doing the prank because they took their cars because majority of people had cars and they parked them in the hallways. They parked them on the main way and
Oh, that's
and
cool.
they set up tent and cool, right? And they set up tent and they like camped there overnight and they like camped overnight and they actually got like everyone in on it. So it worked out well because they didn't have the janitor they do anything like screw it up even though they knew they were. So they got like everyone in on it. The principal was on something that day. We later found out why. I'll tell you off podcast, but it was really bad. It was really bad. He was on something else, and he literally that day he said every single senior is suspended, and this will never happen again. He had all their cars towed. Every single one of the cars. He took all day to do it too. He like made sure they
Ah,
couldn't leave. Like he got the police involved. He was so mad. He was like, and I
damn.
realized later why he was so mad.
Yeah.
But like it was
Well,
like,
so I have a kind of a similar story. So ours,
okay,
it was our senior skip day. And
yes,
so like we
okay,
all went to school like in the morning, but then we decided, okay, we're gonna go kayaking in the afternoon.
yeah,
Or what, not, no, no, rewind. We were gonna go kayaking that day. But we
okay,
all had a softball game later that afternoon. But we figured like we went to the practice beforehand. We're like, okay, as long as we get to school before the last bell, it'll count as us being there and we can still
mm-hmm.
play in the game. And the school was like literally, so like we show up literally soaked in our stuff still from kayaking because
Right,
we want to make that bell. And they're like, yeah, no, you can't play. And we're like, it's senior night. What do you mean we can't play? And they're like, nope,
right,
you weren't at school today. You can't play. And I was like, now mind you, at this point, like my parents are now pissed at me because I
right,
skipped school to go
right,
kayaking and now I can't play in senior night. So like not only am I dealing with the fact that, oh my God, I just broke the rules of school, but
right,
now my parents are pissed and I'm like,
right,
what do I do? Like I had a good time.
right.
Like I can't like I'm not gonna I gotta skip school on senior skip day. Like
Of
you
course,
can't
that's what you
not
all do. No,
participate.
literally, that's what you're supposed to do. Like,
I
and
can't be the one person that goes to school.
no, like I had that was the thing. Like I wasn't very cool, but we all knew when senior skip day was going to occur. Like it was all like
Yeah.
it was basically almost sanctioned by the school. Like you were allowed to skip that day and it was totally fine. But so like we did like and everyone planned it and like different like popular people did their own thing. So they were doing their own thing and they weren't really, concerned with us, like if you weren't cool. But I was like, I'm still not gonna go to school. Like
Yeah,
I still
no.
have to skip because everyone's skipping. I can't be the dweeb that's not gonna go, like that goes to school.
Exactly.
And some like one of my friends, she's like, no, I have to go. I can't skip. And I was like, girl, it's literally a sanctioned day you can skip. They're not going to care. You're not going to get an absence. Every single teacher's on board with it. Like everyone's cool. Even the principal's on board with it. Like this is what we're supposed to do. It's literally sanctioned. It literally was on the school calendar. It was called that. Like you had to. And she came to school. And so then that principal like praised her at like some like next like big like rally. That's what they're called, rally. And then the next year didn't affect me, so I didn't care. He removed it off of the calendar. He took it
See, that's
off
so
of
dumb.
as a formal calendar, even though she was one person out of the 144. One came, and I was like, and now you have to take it off for everyone. I was like,
So, like,
I
that's
hate that.
basically why we got in trouble was because one girl who
Yeah,
was the captain of the team, she
right.
went to school that day because she was like, I'm not missing. Like, I gotta be at school. I can't skip school on a game day and like everything. And it was like, come on.
I
Like,
don't.
we're
Oh my
only
god.
seniors once. Like,
Exactly.
and like,
We
don't
only get
like
this fun time now.
exactly. And it was so much fun. Like, I
Yeah.
very fond memories.
Yeah, like it
Um,
sounds like a blast. You're like, because it's a day where like it feels like all of the like barriers of being friends with those people or like having a good time with those people goes away, and you actually could
ex
have a good time with the
Yes.
people.
Like everybody just gets together and like, it's like people that you never even like thought you'd have fun with, you
You
have
have a
fun
good
with.
time.
And it's like,
Exactly. You're like, I might have hated you throughout the 3 years until now, but not, we're having a great
hey,
time now. Hey.
yeah.
Like I just yeah, see, I hate when people have to ruin fun times. Like I know I don't love to break a rule, but like when the breaking of the rule is sanctioned and everyone knows about it, just fucking do it.
Or
Like
like when the majority is breaking the rules. Like,
exactly like if 85% of people are gonna do it, just do it.
just do
Like
it.
oh my God, you're not murdering
It's
someone. Like
not that
that's serious.
serious.
Exactly. Round it back to everything we always say. It's just not that serious.
I
It's just
feel like
not.
that's a really good point to end on, actually.
I think it is. I think we talked a lot. So I was like telling the story, I was like, damn, it's late. Like, damn, we keep going. But no, it is a good ending point. So this has been a
All in
fantastic
all,
guest.
it's never that
It's
serious.
all in all, throughout everything, throughout every stage of your life. It's just not that serious.
Yeah. So
Ah,
with that, where can you find us,
you can
Michael?
find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and TikTok. And
And
Instagram. And
Instagram.
Instagram, obviously Instagram. Oh my God. I just give that as a given, but no, yeah. And Instagram. Check us out.
Okay.
Bye, everyone.